Good morning. It's Lianne Phillipson coming to you from Sprout Right headquarters. How are you? I haven't seen you in a few weeks. I've been away down under and back at my desk, just getting back into the swing of things, working through jet lag, all those kind of things. So I really hope that you're having a wonderful summer. And while I was away, not really thinking too much about work, but it was still going on, I do get a lot of emails and information about starting solids. Well, not only about starting solids, but about everything to do with feeding your baby. And in this particular newsletter that I got, I saw the headline that said, and I'm going to read it to you, "Feeding your baby solids early may help them sleep, study suggests." So I wanted to talk about that today because any parent that would come across a headline that would say feeding your baby early and feeding your baby solids earlier than the recommended 6 months of age from the World Health Organization, Health Canada, the NHS, the National Childbirth Trust in the UK, because this is a study that came out, or an article that came out of the UK, then just the suggestion, the recommendation is to start your baby at around 3 months of age. Now, these are one of the things that I often talk about on radio and TVs to really do a bit of a deep dive on something like this. Just the headline itself that actually would catch your attention as a new parent, a very tired new parent, and leave you thinking, oh, I can start feeding my baby solids. This is going to help my baby sleep. So there's a few really key things that we need to look into and understand to do with this situation, to do with this article, to do with this study. Now, first of all, there really are not studies that say that anything's conclusive. This particular study did take just over 1,000 babies, and they followed them for about 3 years. Now, the information that came was relied on the parents giving the information, who we all know are sleep deprived and may not be the most reliable source of how long did your baby sleep for, how many times did your baby wake. I know that when my kids were babies, I one day just melded into the next, and I really had no idea if they woke up 5 times last night, 3 times last night. Did I wake up? Did I go to the washroom? Did I change a bum? Did I whatever? Because it all sort of just works into just a big blur of sleep deprivation. So those are a few things that happened within this study. Now, this came out in the JAMA Pediatrics Journal of American Medicine. And really, there's nothing conclusive. So that's really what I want you to take away from here. Feeding your baby solids, sorry, I just had to reconnect there. Feeding your baby solids is not conclusive for helping your baby sleep. And I've just actually seen that Tracy is online, the sleep doula. So I know, Tracy, just weigh in on this, because this is something which is definitely within your wheelhouse. I'm just breaking down an article in a study that came out saying that starting your baby on solids could, the word may was also used, help your baby sleep better. Now, when they tallied everything up, babies were not sleeping any better until 5 months and older. So that's something that's really important to understand. These babies were given food from 3 months of age, or half the group was and half the group wasn't. They were given food from 3 months of age, peanuts, wheat, all sorts of foods, which I really don't feel is acceptable to start at that age. I also think that for a parent to start solids when your baby is 3 months of age is ridiculously young. Your brain is just out of the newborn phase. Your baby does not have the strong head neck control that I would want them to have to be able to take food in. Your baby's probably holding their head up, but what about the rest of their body? Are they able to sit up? Can they align themselves so the food's actually going to go down the hatch? Now, it's something that we all want. We all want a lot of sleep when you have a newborn, but it really is just time and patience. I know that Tracy, the sleep doula, she starts working with parents in sleep training when they're 4 months of age and onwards. She doesn't touch anyone younger than that, and that's just how she's always worked, and she's immensely successful in getting babies to sleep, getting them into that pattern. Now, the study suggested that breastfed babies were more likely to wake up more during the night. Well, that's because they need to keep on eating. They need the calories, they need the fats, they need the proteins. These little babies, this is their main source of nutrition in such a digestible form that's really going to help their growth, their maturation, their brain development, their eye development, their muscles. Absolutely everything that's going on in their bodies needs this easily digested nourishment, and breast milk has everything in it to digest itself. So it's different to feeding your baby a formula. When you feed your baby a formula, so many more enzymes are needed: the lactase enzyme, the protease enzyme, the lipase enzyme to digest fats. Protease is for protein, lactase is for the lactose, for getting that carbohydrate out of the formula, so that they have energy excuse me, not only to grow, but to just keep on developing. Let me just have a quick glass. Okay, quick swig of water. Because I just a little tickle, sorry. So, in looking at this headline and thinking, I'm just going to start my baby on peanut butter at 3 months of age, I really want you to understand that is not going to instantly give you a full night's sleep. It could instantly give you more worries, more concerns, because that being an allergic food, which, no, I won't, Tracy, don't worry. That allergic food can cause more worries, more problems, and still you're navigating your baby who's 3 months of age. Yes, you understand them, you know what's going on, but it is just so much for the body to take on at that stage. So the World Health Organization, Health Canada, the UK, Australia, really a lot of the world that we live in are still recommending that you start solids with your baby at 6 months of age. It allows the body to mature and develop that much more. Yes, you can start with the more allergenic foods, but please don't be lured into reading a headline like this that says, go for it. Just start giving your baby solids from 3 months of age so that you can potentially get a little bit more sleep. Now, when they actually tallied it up, the average of sleep that they thought could be closer to 2 hours a week. Would I like 2 hours more sleep a week? Sure. Would a new parent like 2 hours more sleep a week? Without a doubt. Would it help you to function better? Absolutely. I do really still strongly recommend that you wait till 6 months of age, if not 4 months of age. Still, some pediatricians are recommending starting solids at 4 months of age. That's not what I recommend in my book. That's not what I recommend in the New Eaters Club. In any workshop or speaking engagement that I do, I'm always talking about starting solids much closer to 6 months than you are closer to 4 months. If the headline was true, Tracy says, you wouldn't be keeping as busy as you are. That's very, very true. I have yet to come across parents who say, oh, this period of my life, I got the most sleep ever. We know that having a baby is going to lead to a lot less sleep. It's such a small period of time in our lives and in our babies' lives that you can go and get advice and help and support from Tracy, the sleep doula, at thesleepdoula.com, when you really need help and get it to help your baby get into a routine of being sleep trained. It's possible. I've seen it so many times. Tracy and I work together all the time. I work on the food, she works on the sleep, and then all of a sudden baby and parents are so happy, healthy, everybody has so much more sleep, everybody's eating well. It does make a massive difference, but please don't be lured into thinking that food is going to save the day if you start at 3 months of age. So I wanted to jump on today to just talk a little bit about that, because it is a really important thing. We get sucked into these headlines. Hi there, Eileen. You just started your baby 6-month-old on solids. Avocado first, beautiful. Summer squash now. You're trying to choose iron-rich food next. I think that was all your message was, because it's got a ... trying to choose an iron-rich food next, how about, so you've just started, you've got avocado, you've got some summer squash, maybe after the next food, just so you have a really good idea about how your baby is doing with this food. So normally after 2 weeks, I suggest that then you jump in with more of an iron-rich food. I would start off with egg yolk. Without a doubt, start on the egg yolk. Do about an 8-minute hard-boiled egg. Leave it to cool, separate the white from the yolk, take a little bit of yolk, give that to your baby with a lipstick swipe first, because it is a really allergenic food. So take just a small amount in between your finger and your thumb, do a quick swipe on the inside of the lip, just to really make sure that there's no allergies to that. So the egg yolk is an amazing iron-rich food. Once you know that the egg yolk is fine, then you can move on in the next few days to the whole egg. Just starting off with the egg yolk first is a tremendous food. Bone broth, I go into so much more in the New Eaters Club as well. That actually is my favorite first food to give your baby, making, actually I call it a meat broth in the next edition of Sprout Right. So that meat broth, making that hugely rich in fat and iron and minerals, making that broth at home. It's not something you can buy. It definitely is something that needs to be made at home. So really, really making that and then giving that to your baby, mixing it in with the avocado, mixing it into the summer squash, doesn't need any water to it, but mixing it into any puree, offering it as a drink, that would be absolutely tremendous. But Eileen, you'll find a lot more of that information in the New Eaters Club on sproutright.com. It is a purchased online program, a 6-week online program. So you can check that out and let me know if you need any other information. So if anybody else watching this video after the fact has any particular questions about starting solids, particularly around sleep and eating, then do definitely let me know below here. And I hope that helps to just kind of ground the fact that really just giving your baby solids from 6 months of age is recommended. They don't make these recommendations lightly. The babies that start on solids at 6 months of age do so well. Their guts seem to be, in my experience anyway, their guts seem to handle it well. The parents seem to handle it well, because you've got to get into that phase of not just going and buying pouches, jars, or pre-made food and closer to 3 months of age. I don't think anyone is ready for this next stage. So stick to 6 months. Eileen, you're doing great with what you've offered so far. Start mixing some foods, add in some cinnamon, some spices, some herbs, all of those kind of things, and let those taste buds have a dance party that's going on in there. Thanks so much for joining me today. Post any further questions that you have below, and I'll see you around, I guess, on Sprout Right on Facebook. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, send us an email at info@sproutright.com, or check out the New Eaters Club. Thanks so much for being with me today. Take good care. Bye.